What I want to tell you about today is just some thoughts about spiritual warfare and spiritual healing. So, sometimes there are things that happen with us. Sometimes people think of it as the devil is, messing with us or whatever. And that may be true, certainly the stuff that happens that goes on within us sometimes is stuff that the devil would love to use to his advantage. However, I think it's important to remember that God will not allow him to do anything unless God can use it to our advantage. So what's making me think about this today is that last night something triggered some memories for me and made me start thinking about something that made me worry about something that had to do with a relationship that I had had some trouble with in the past. And I don't know, I just couldn't really get it out of my head. And I try not to completely ignore it when that happens, because I think sometimes your mind realizes there's something it needs to do. And so it starts to work on it. Obviously, or not so obviously, sometimes you have to also realize whether or not this is productive, and try to take a break from it if you can, or find a better way of dealing with it, like journaling or, praying. And what I have kind of come to this morning, and I came to this when I went to Mass, sometimes the stuff that comes to us as a pain, as a torment, is really a sign of something that God wants to heal within us. And a lot of it can have to do with forgiveness and letting go of anything that stands in the way, any kind of fears. Not so easy to just let go of a fear. But this is the thing. We need God's help with all of it. So, and as I was in Mass, just at the moment as the priest was lifting up the bread for the consecration, I really felt touched offering it up as something for healing in that moment. There are two things that we offer at the Mass. So the Mass itself we offer, and the actual Eucharist is something that we offer. So you can offer it for two different things. So you offer it to God for whatever it is. And so in that moment, I offered that Eucharist for healing in this relationship and throughout, certain relationships that associated with that. So anyways, it just felt really moving to me. And anyway, so if you notice that you're really troubled by something, just remember that God's using it for your good. God wants to use it for your good, and it's up to you to just go to him with that. Forgiveness tends to be a really big one. It can be very, 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 very difficult, but without forgiveness, we can, really just fester in our wounds, and it's really bad for our soul. So anyway, I hope that this day brings you joy and peace and healing, and brings you ever closer to God, and know that he's always there. He's always with you. All right, take care.